In this week's There Will Be Time, we are here now with Shantanu Bose, Associate Professor of NST. His subject is world drama, but is a very old friend as well. So I have kind of decided to speak to him about something that we have always known about but never understood. Aristotelian poetics and dramatic theories. So, Shantanu, to start with, what exactly is this Aristotelian poetics thing from a storytelling perspective?
Aristotle's Poetics is a writing which more or less tries to encompass the idea of how to tell a story, particularly a dramatic story, and also in the context of tragedy. When Aristotle was writing this, he has never seen the great famous dramatist's work of Greece. Aristotle in his life never have seen Sophocles, Aeschylus, Euripides' work because they have died long before. It's almost after 200 years Aristotle is writing this. And even the more funnier thing is that we never do have a Greek original of the text. As the Greek has been taken over by Rome and the many books have traveled from Rome to Alexandria, and then the library had been burnt there, and then secretly many books, and books mean it was not the time of printing. So all these books were one copy or two copies or very few handwritten copies. Manuscripts. So they all traveled to Turkey, Istanbul, and then again after the Ottoman Empire they again went back to Italy. So in this whole history of this travel of poetics, what we eventually have got is an Arabic translation of the original Greek text by somebody called Ibn Rushd. And what we know as poetics today, of Aristotle's poetics today, is a translation of that Arabic translation.
But we'll have to make do with what we know.
What we know. Now, this tells certain things about what should we call a tragedy and what should be the nature of a tragic dramatic text. It talks about certain basic things that a hero has to be higher than everyday human being, and his fall should raise a kind of pity and fear in the mind of the audience, which in Greek term is catharsis. And because for this fall, the hero has to have some kind of tragic flaw. That's roughly the structure of a tragic narrative, and it should give the audience a feeling of pity and fear. And there are 6 things that are must for Aristotle's poetics that Aristotle is writing: that mythos, the plot, ethos, the character, dianoia, and then lexis, diction, melos, the music, and opsis, the spectacle. And see, Aristotle is keeping the spectacle as the last point. For him, the most important A is mythos, the plot, and the character, and after that it's the thought. So thought is not the primary thing.
Not a very commercial way of
not a very not today's, and when Aristotle was writing, and he was writing mostly considering the 3 great Greek tragedians in mind. So they must be having another kind of plan for doing theatre, where lexis is, the diction is more important than the spectacle, because it was meant for about 16 to 20,000 outdoor open air performance, where the whole city is coming to see. And this whole festival of Dionysus, where all these plays used to happen, that was completely a military action. Other than a major military activity, not even Olympia, all the 10 major generals of Greece, they will never be present in any other occasion other than this Dionysius festival.
That was used to be very important.
Very important, and I tell you that there are 4 very important rituals which used to precede before the performance of the plays. First, everybody would gather in the city, and then they will in the best clothes and everything, and then they will walk all the way to the auditorium, which is slightly outside the city, and this procession was called Pompeii, and the pompous and pomp word came from there. And then in the beginning of the play, the 10 major generals will come onto the stage, and then there will be sacrifice of piglets. And the blood and wine will be sprinkled on the whole floor to make the space sacred. So in a while, all the performances that will actually happen on a blood and wine smeared floor. Which is very, very special. Then there used to be all the civil benefactors, those who have done something great in the past year, something like today's Padma Shri, Padma Bhushan, Padma Vibhushan, that will be announced on stage. There was a rule in Greece that if a boy is young, he hasn't reached the age of 16, his father has died in some war, then the state will take the whole responsibility of this boy. And at the age of 16, he will officially be made a part of the army. And those boys are used to be called ephebes. And all these ephebes will come onto the stage. And they will be officially given the honor of joining the army.
Ashok Chakra.
Ashok Chakra, Paramvir Chakra. And this Greek democracy was even, much like the democracy all over the world now. Some certain small variations in it. Now I told you that all citizens go to this festival of Dionysus to see the play. Now, in that festival, there are about 20,000 seats. Athens' population was 2 lakh at that time. And it is must for all citizens. If you do not have money to buy a ticket, then government has a fund, a theoric fund which will buy a ticket and give it to you. So where is the 1,80,000 people? They were not citizens. They were women, slaves, foreigners, and all those people who do not have a home in their name in the city. If you are staying in rent, like me, then you are not a citizen of that city-state.
So those 1,80,000 people, they used to come there?
No, they are not even allowed.
So getting back to our primary topic, that was probably the reason why he gave the content much more important than the spectacle.
And also this sense of pity and fear is extremely important for Aristotle. Because, see, none of the Greek plays happen in Athens. So it doesn't happen in our country, our city. It happens in another time. It doesn't happen in 5th century BC. It happens in the period of Iliad and Odyssey and other time. 9th century, 10th century. It happens in another time, and it doesn't happen with democracy. It happens with kingship. So it happens with other people. So apparently all these plays on which Aristotle is basing his ideas is about other people in other time, in other space. It's not a contemporary play that way. It's never commenting on the Athens as a city-state. So the reason must be that the plays are trying to teach a lesson indirectly. If the lesson is taught too directly, and if military generals come onto the stage or the playwrights come onto the stage and say that do this and don't do that, it will become didactic. So, and then audience may refuse. So it is much like this Bakhtinian pressure cooker that you cannot oppress all the time. This is possibly that kind of a carnival situation what Bakhtin has said in Rabelais and his World Book. So Aristotle has very carefully observed that, and the main purpose of the Rasa Siddhant, the Rasa Nishpatti of Poetics, is that you have to have this sense of pity and fear. On one hand, you have to say that, oh my God, what happened to this great person? So, you are not that, you are not becoming that. A citizen is not aspiring to be that, because if you aspire to be a great person, that you can have fall. Or you rather stay in your mediocrity, you rather stay in your middle class citizen status, and you never try to become one of the major generals. And if you become, then that fall will happen, and it should never happen to you.